Jumanji The Next Level. Thanks to a viewer named Anything who clued me into the existence of this Blu-ray. From what I can gather, the printing of the 3D edition is almost as interesting as the movie. Sony, I guess, had no plans to release a 3D Blu-ray for this, which would have been a shame for all this beautiful stereo work to become hidden away in vaults or pirate editions. So a company, Random Space, which, as I understand, is from Australia, obtained rights and independently brought this into the world. And didn't even re-encode it, which is appreciated, and I am much obliged. The 3D disc itself is a bit odd, as it has the option to play either the 3D or the 2D edition, despite the flat edition having its own disc, which has all the extras, which are usually on the flat disc. And just a quick mention, those extras are very enjoyable. Now, I don't know if it was a lot of fun to make this movie, but they sure made it look like it was a lot of fun to make this movie. There's just a great cast and a great team here. And what is interesting, though, is how the 3D seems to shine the most in the more mundane, real-world shots. Out in the city, at home, in the kitchen, bedrooms, and basements, all seem to be very vivid and stand out very well, which really helps to involve you in the movie early on. Often in watching something flat, there's a tendency to just kind of get through these establishing shots that set up the story and focus more on your popcorn in anticipation of the upcoming action. But the depth really helps put you in wow mode, and I find really does engage you into what's actually going on. I suspect the director has went to the Steven Spielberg School of Film Blocking. The shots are frequently staged in 3D space with action interacting with or moving towards opposing space. This is a very effective and engaging way to create a scene. Interestingly, when the action does start, the 3D, though good, that attention to space seems to go away. So much so, I wonder if the action sequences were actually produced independently by, B camera directors, and the build director largely just perhaps staged the connective tissue between it all. As I understand, this is how Marvel produces their material. And I felt like I was seeing different directing styles throughout this movie. It never took me out of the movie, just an observation, not a complaint. This next level was a huge success at theaters. Its main competition was Rise of Skywalker, and you could almost make an argument that this movie performed better. Their totals were very similar, but this one cost far less to make. So I'm sure those who invested in this movie were very happy at the end of the day. And I actually knew very little bit about this movie going in. I missed the opportunity to see it when it came out. And except for having seen the previous one, I really knew nothing about the story here. And I'm actually glad I knew very little about it ahead of time. I had heard that DeVito and Danny Glover, who people who remember the Lethal Weapons movies may remember him from there. I had heard that they really made this movie, but exactly how they worked into the mix was a fun discovery for me. And I would suggest if you haven't seen it, not to read up on the plot beforehand, just let it organically reveal itself to you. And I think it'll be a lot funner, even if it won't. I don't think it'll spoil the movie in a major way, but I think that it's fun to see how they work into the movie. Now, for me, it is easily the best of the Jumanji movies. It's not just a rehash of the previous one. There are changes, but changes that are consistent with the original premise. I never felt this was a stretch. I guess it helps that it's a video game world that you can do anything with without breaking too much logic. And what I like is it touches on video games as an escape from reality. I don't think I see a lot of shows that treat video games as a drug, a liquor, a way to escape life, a way that might actually be harming your life. It's a modern genie in a bottle and grants you a fantasy, but at a price. And the price is usually wasted time. And wasted time is a wasted life. Like, subscribe, bell. What's that other thing? That's a message balloon, isn't it?